Lunar New Year is coming back. So too is the spring food and wine. Big changes coming at the top of the Disney food chain. And December is sold out for everyone. All this coming up next on Fresh Baked. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Baked. Here is what's new at the Disneyland Resort this week, and we're going to start with some good news. We're really enjoying Festival of the Holidays, and we're about to get more. Disney confirmed yesterday the return of two fan-favorite events, Lunar New Year and the Food and Wine Festival. Lunar New Year will be held from January 21st through February 13th in the new year in the usual festival locations, and will be celebrating the Year of the Tiger. And per Disney, that means Tigger will be joining the party. The update did not specify how, but my guess is he'll be joining Mickey and Minnie as a character meet and greet at the Paradise Gardens. And here's a twist, Raya and the Last Dragon are going to be appearing at Redwood Creek Challenge. This is a first for the Lunar New Year. Not necessarily, Raya, obviously, but a character meet and greet, a Lunar New Year themed character meet and greet at Redwood Creek Challenge. Per Disney, there's going to be a specially themed area at Redwood Creek, and I assume it's going to be the same place where we currently are going to be meeting Santa Clauses. And in addition to this, we'll be getting the usual festival activities, the Lunar New Year procession, featuring Mulan and Mushu, which is a favorite of mine, plus live entertainment, the wishing wall and craft activities, all at Paradise Garden, and best of all, food. Lots and lots of Asian cuisine, which just might be my favorite festival food throughout the entire year. And then there's more. There's going to be the Spring Food and Wine Festival. This will be from March 4th through April 26th, and we'll pick up right where the 2020 festival left off, I hope, as we were right in the middle of food and wine when the parks closed last year. We'll have our usual festival food kiosks, the Sip and Savor Pass, celebrity chefs and their culinary demonstrations, plus special signature events, aka paid extra, including the Carthay Circle winemaker reception and mixology education and tasting seminars. It's the closest thing we can get to Epcot. So I look forward to all of these events, Lunar New Year, Food and Wine, Festival of Holidays. Love these events. Look forward to them every year. I'm excited. Let's talk next, though, about some changes that are happening with Disney management right now. We'll talk first about a small story that could be significant depending on your point of view or depending on how closely you pay attention to this kind of thing. About 2 years ago, you may remember Bob Iger stepped down as president and CEO of the Disney company. Bob Chapek took over, but Iger stuck around all this time as chairman of the board of directors. But at the end of this year, Iger will be stepping down from that position, leaving the company completely. They had a vote to find out who was going to replace Bob Iger as chairman of the board. And the results of that vote was that Susan Arnold would take over as chairman of the board for the Disney company. Now, some might consider this as being some sort of slight to Bob Chapek, the current president of the company, and thus a candidate to become chairman of the board. And while that's possible, it's not actually necessary or even all that normal, I don't think, for the president to also be the chairman of the board. The president or CEO leads the company. They are the decision makers. They are the ones who set policy, set precedent, set the example for the rest of the company. The board of directors, though, is a separate entity that they're there to represent shareholders. They exist to ensure that the actions taken by the president and all of the management team are in sync with the best interests of Disney shareholders. This is for any company. Any publicly traded company has a board of directors, and they represent shareholders. The president of a publicly traded company actually reports to this board. It's common, in this case, for those things to be separate. You want them to be separate in order to maintain integrity, as it were. So I don't personally think of this as necessarily a surprise or a specific vote of no confidence in terms of Bob Chapek. It's quite natural for the chairman of the board to be somebody that is separate from the president CEO. In fact, I think the real surprise would have been if Chapek was voted chairman of the board, because he's not exactly performing for investors right now. This is true. Since March of 2020, when Disney hit a high of 200 in the last year, calendar year, Disney hit its high of 200 in March 2020. That stock has gone down more than 50 points. That's a 25% decline. That is exceptionally bad. That is not good, to say the least. So I can't imagine that he would have been voted chairman. Why would they do that? If he's down 50 points in the last year, how is that performing in the best interest of shareholders? Meanwhile, we've got another pretty important change in Disneyland management. Bob Weiss, president of Imagineering, the division that creates at Disneyland, is leaving the company. He's being replaced by Barbara Buza. Now, full disclosure, I cannot speak to the reputation of either. I don't follow Imagineering as closely. Perhaps, maybe I should be, I don't know. But I don't know Bob Weiss well enough or Barbara Buza well enough to speak to whether or not this is an upgrade or a downgrade. But I report on this just the same because one thing that will happen, one thing that I can say for sure, is that there is a change in leadership of perhaps the most important division when it comes to our park. Imagineering is the team that creates. It's the team that puts the magic in the parks. So we're going to have a change in leadership in this division. It's going to affect how we enjoy Disneyland. So I'll be watching to see what changes happen under Ms. Buza's leadership and hope that she continues the current. There's a bit of momentum, a bit of positive momentum happening right now in Imagineering, and I'm going to hope that she continues that. I've enjoyed Pelican Landing. I've enjoyed the new holiday gift shop. The concept art for Toontown and the concept art for Downtown Disney, at the very least, look positive. Now, I have no good segue for the next topic, so we'll just get right into it. We're going to talk about reservations next. It's been an ongoing discussion for Magic Key holders. Still very difficult to get a reservation for anything sooner than 2 months from now. But here's an interesting development. You cannot make a reservation for the entire month of December right now, and that includes single-day tickets. Not just Magic Keys, but single-day tickets as well. The going theory has been that Disney's been withholding reservation allotments for Magic Key holders in the hopes that they could sell more single-day tickets. But what does it mean if those are sold out as well? That's a scary scenario for Magic Key holders. It means that the December could be completely a lost cause. Who are they going to release new reservations to if they become available? Single-day ticket holders or Magic Key holders? I mean, the logical answer here is pretty basic. It's pretty simple. And this raises another question regarding capacity. If there are no reservations for annual pass holders, and there's none for single-day tickets, does this mean that current crowd levels are the max capacity at Disneyland right now? If so, it means for certain that Disneyland is not operating at 100% capacity, not even close. And they probably won't for a while, not until we get some sort of resolution with the contract negotiations between Disney and its cast members that are going on right now. That is something that we're going to be following very closely because that vote is happening today. On that topic, by the way, stay tuned for a possible live stream. I may go live to cover whatever happens with that vote today. I don't know how late it's going to be, but the results are probably going to come in later in the evening. Stay tuned to here for a live stream or possibly on Fresh Bake Presents. I'm not sure we're going to be holding it. Look for it on one of those two if it happens. I'll try to give you guys a heads up, but we may be doing a live stream to talk about how that goes because I will not be able to talk about it on Saturday because Saturday I'm going to be in the park. We're going to Candlelight Procession, I think. And with that, we're going to close with a little bit of fun positivity. Disney came out yesterday on social media, on TikTok and Twitter, with a little update from the Walt Disney World Tramcast. Looks like they're about ready to go, probably back in action before the end of the year, and that is a good thing. Obviously, the next question is, what about Disneyland? To which they did not speak directly in those updates on TikTok and Twitter, other than to say that their openings will follow. My best guess is probably by the end of January, maybe February is possible, but I don't expect to see them anytime sooner than that. Not before the holidays, at least. And I think they made that inference in the TikTok post saying that Walt Disney World is going to happen before the new year, and then the rest will follow. So I think February is about the closest expectation that we can make for the Disneyland Trams. But that's good, because we're not that far off. What are we, 2 months, 3 months away? So stay tuned to Fresh Bake. We'll be reporting on any news we hear on that topic, and any other topic for that matter, as it comes up around the Disneyland Resort. Until then, follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. If you like our show, and would like to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked. Until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. We love you. We'll see you next time. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And Fresh Baked